Welcome to Facebook Marketing. In this training, you are going to learn how to use Facebook as a powerful marketing tool to grow any business. And I'm going to walk you through these steps to set up a Facebook page step by step, create content, and build an audience of tens of thousands of potential customers. But before we get into that, I do want to take a minute to talk about why you should be using Facebook as a marketing channel and how it's really different to other social networks and marketing channels out there. So we're going to go through 5 reasons. The first reason is simply that there's 2 billion active monthly users on Facebook. And if we look at a chart of all the social network sites here, you can see that Facebook is way out in front with really over 2 billion users. So why is this important to you as a marketer or business owner? Well, Facebook is so big that really no matter what country you're in, no matter what age group you're targeting, your potential customers and audience are going to be on Facebook. It's just a fact with an audience that big, 2 billion people. So if you're not sure which marketing channel you should be focusing on, you can focus on Facebook because your audience are there without a doubt. It's just that big. And you couldn't really say the same about Instagram or something like that. It's got more of a narrower age range, although that is expanding out. Things like Twitter, again, is more specific type of user. Not everybody has Twitter. Not everybody has Snapchat. Not everybody has Pinterest. But everybody, or almost everybody, has a Facebook profile. So you can really target them there. So that's the first reason. Second reason is that the average Facebook user has 200 friends. Now, why is this important? It's important because that allows Facebook to have a very viral effect. Because if 2 friends like a Facebook post, then if they have a third friend that's interested in similar content, Facebook is going to show that to them. And that's what really creates this viral effect very, very quickly, is that Facebook is able to really show content to your friends group, and it just expands so quickly. Now, that is not the same for something like, say, YouTube. Like, I use YouTube personally all the time, but I have no idea what my friends look at on YouTube. I never see a video that they like, and so it doesn't create that same viral effect between friends. Now, the third reason that you should be using Facebook is that it has real profiles. And this may seem obvious, but this is actually the reason that Facebook was able to dominate social media. They weren't the first social media site, but they were the first social media site that got people to create real profiles, and it was because they really wanted to connect with their friends, so they obviously put in their real name. So why is that important for business? Well, let's say if we look down at a post here. If I click in and I can see the people who are really engaging with my content, and then I can click through to their profile, I can get a sense of who they are, what they're interested in, where they are, what other content that they like, and that allows me to build up a very clear buyer persona for my business. You couldn't say the same for YouTube or Reddit or even Twitter. People tend to create these pseudo profiles, not their real names, because there wasn't that incentive to really connect with your friends. So that is something extremely unique to Facebook. And not only does it make it good for, seeing who your competitors' audience are, get a really clear picture of them, you can do it for your own, but also it's very powerful in terms of if you're looking at your analytics and you want to see, some analytics on your audience. You can be very clear, you can be very certain that, their age, gender, their location is extremely accurate because people have put that in themselves. And also then for Facebook ads, you can much better target people based on who they are. And that is an extremely powerful reason to market your business on Facebook because they have real profiles. So number 4, in case you weren't aware, Facebook owns Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. And if we go back to the most famous social networks worldwide, as of this date, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the top 6, Facebook owns 3 of them. So Facebook, setting up there first, it makes it much easier for you to, say, connect with people on Facebook Messenger. That's all integrated. Also, it's much easier if you have people on Instagram, or you're setting up an account there to invite people from Facebook across. Facebook Ads is also integrated, so you can even target Facebook users on Instagram in ads. And WhatsApp, you can be sure that there's more integrations and opportunities opening up there. So again, if you're not really sure where to get started, Facebook really can just leverage and be used to grow audiences on all these other platforms as well. Now, the final reason that you really want to market your business on Facebook is because Facebook has a powerful ad platform. And even if you don't have the budget or are not considering advertising on Facebook right now, you should have this in the back of your mind as a reason to really just grow a business on Facebook. And this is because it's no longer possible to even create ads on Facebook without a published Facebook page. So that's why you'll need to set up a page if you want to advertise. But also, if you have an audience built up, well, then I can say to Facebook ads, hey, I've got an audience built up. This is what they're like. And go out and find me more people like that. And so with a bit of a sample, you can give that to Facebook and they can really find more people like that. Otherwise, it's going to be much harder for Facebook to really understand who are the type of people who engage with your content, what are their profiles like, where are they based. So by building up a Facebook page and building up an audience, then that would really improve your marketing efforts on Facebook probably by 10 times. So those are the 5 reasons why you should use Facebook as a marketing channel and how it's different to other marketing channels out there. In this video, you are going to learn how to set up a Facebook page. It's going to take less than 5 minutes. It's absolutely free to do, and it's very straightforward. So the first thing that you want to do is go ahead and go to facebook.com. And what you do here is really just log in with your normal personal profile. It's actually inside of our personal profile that we create a Facebook page for a business or a brand. If you don't have a Facebook personal profile, well, then you can just go ahead and set one up here and then log in. So just log in normally to Facebook once you've got that set up. Now what we actually do is come up to the top right hand corner here, click on the drop down, and here we're going to see the opportunity to create a page. And now pops up the 6 different options that we have. So when we're creating a page, we want to really select one of these 6 options. You see local business or place, company, organization or institution, brand or product, artist, band or public figure, entertainment, cause or community. Now there actually isn't a huge amount of difference between all of these choices, so you don't need to worry about this too much. But if you are a local business, for example, you'll have the opportunity to put in a local address, a phone number. You can even enable reviews. And so each little page has a couple of different settings, but really it doesn't make a huge difference what option you choose. For a business, I'm going to pick this here, this option for company or organization. Now I can choose my category. So I am just going to set this as education. I can set in the company name. I can just put in my company name there. For this video, I'm just going to set up a demo account. So click Get Started. And then I'm brought straight into my Facebook page. Once inside, the next step is then to click on Create Page Username. And typically, you're just going to put your business name or the page name as the username. Now, one important thing to understand about this is that your username will actually form part of the custom URL that you have on Facebook. So it's going to be facebook.com/ your username rather than your page name. And that's why you want to make it as close to your page name as possible. And you want to keep it pretty short if you can, so that it's easy to say in a conversation to maybe a customer, oh, you can find us on facebook.com/whatever it is. So to make this clear, let me give you an example. I'm just going to type in my business name. In this example, just set up demo. And as you can see, this may happen for you as well. This username isn't available. Please enter a username that isn't already taken. Now, an easy workaround to this is just to put in official at the end. And that is available then, and I can go ahead and create this username. And there we go. It's really that simple to set up a page for a business or brand on Facebook. And once again, to do it for yourself, log into your Facebook personal profile, come down in the top right hand corner and click Create Page. In this video, you are going to learn how to add a profile image to your Facebook page. I'll discuss some of the options that you have, and then I'll even show you how to design a Facebook profile image for free. So the mechanics of adding a profile image are very simple. You just click on Add a Picture, then you can take a picture directly from your computer, or you can upload a photo. So if you do have a company logo or a profile picture that you always use, you can just upload those directly, and that is really this step completed. Now, if you want a couple of ideas on what you should be putting in your Facebook profile for your Facebook page, there's two main options. One, as you can see here on Udemy's Facebook page, is just to include your brand logo. And really this should be consistent with the logo that you're using on any other social media profile, so that when people see it, it's instantly recognizable to them. Now, a couple of things and best practices for this type of business logo is that you can see that it's just two colors, which keeps it simple. You can see it's red on a kind of a gray background here. So it needs to be simple, and also you can see that it's square here. But when you move down to actually see a post, and then this will be how it appears in the news feed of somebody following this page, you can see, even though it's small, it's very recognizable, and that this time it's round, but it still isn't being cut off or cropped. So when you're designing your logo or uploading it, make sure that there is some space around the edges so that when it does appear round, that it won't be cropped out. Also, keep it simple. Two colors is really the best strategy. Now, if you are more of a personal brand or the face of your business, then you can do what I've done here, which is just simply upload your profile picture, and that's a quick way to get it done. Now, I do want to show you how to design your own business logo if you don't have one already. And I think the easiest thing to do here is just, as Udemy have done, just take the first letter of your business and use that as your business logo. So Udemy, I'll show you another example of this. This is Bunsen. It's a restaurant here in Dublin, Ireland. And you can see they've done the same thing. It's a little bit more designed. They've got their brand color and a bit of typography, but essentially the same idea, just the first letter of their business name be Bunsen. Here's another example of that. Style so simple, and an S. So you can get up and running and have a pretty attractive profile image on your Facebook page very quickly. And I do want to show you a very simple way that you can design this for yourself. What you want to do is come into canva.com. It's absolutely free. It's essentially like Photoshop, but a lot simpler and totally free. So you can come to canva.com, log in with Facebook or Google, and then once inside, you can make sure that you're on Create a Design, and then you can come across and click Use Custom Dimensions. Now, once that pops up, you want to put in 540 by 540. Those are the pixels. And then we're going to really design our Facebook image in here. So you can see we've got the square. What we can do first is put in our background color. Now we can select any of these background colors. And as we said, you want to keep it as simple as possible. So what I can do is maybe just select this orange, or what you could also do is upload your own background image. So you can just upload your own images there from your computer. And maybe I'll do that here. I can delete this and then I can add in this image that I've uploaded previously, put that in as my background image. I can even move that around if I want. And the next thing that I want to do is add my text. So I'm going to follow that strategy of Udemy and the other companies we saw. I'm just putting the first letter of my business. So I'm just going to stick with S, seeing as my page name is Setup Demo. Now I can select that piece of text. I want to change the color to white. And now I want to increase the size. So right now it's 42. Let me increase this to, I will have to go way bigger. 144. Okay. Now probably when we change this font, it's going to appear bigger. So I'll select this, come over here to change the font. And you can just scroll down through and pick any font that you think is going to kind of represent the style of your business. So I'll just pick this one here. And I can even type this in now, whatever I want it to be. So I'm gonna have to just go up to something like 250 or maybe even 300. You can see that it gives you help to really center the text as well, which is very handy. But there, I mean, that is very simple. That took me 2 minutes, but I think it looks pretty good to get up and running and for the first profile image of the Facebook page. Now to download this, you just want to click download. You can select PNG and then you can just click download and it's going to download to your downloads folder. Now one thing you might want to do before leaving this is just click File, Save, so that you can come back and adjust this later if you want. Now what I'm going to do is come back to my Facebook page, add a picture, upload the photo. I'm going to come to downloads. I can see this here. I did a practice one before. And now I may need to reposition this, or I can just zoom in and zoom out so it's the perfect dimensions there. And then click Save. And now my profile picture has been successfully saved. So there we go. That is how you add a profile picture to your Facebook page. We talk about some of the best practices and even how to design one for yourself for free inside canva.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a cover image to your Facebook page. And I'll even show you how to design one for free. To add a cover image to your Facebook page, you can just click on this little button here in the cover image space. And you can choose a photo or upload a photo. And you can even upload a video or a slideshow in this space as well. But for this video, we're just going to look at uploading a photo. So what are some of the best practices for using this space and getting the most out of it? Well, let's have a look at an example here on udemy.com's Facebook page. They have used this in an interesting way. They have included a picture of their ideal customer or their customer really in action using their product or service. So Udemy is an online marketplace that sells online courses. And here you can see a picture of one of their students really using their marketplace. You can see he's got the laptop out, looks like he's at home, he's taking notes. And so they are using this space to really identify with the customer. So when I see that and come to their page, I say, hey, that's kind of what I'm doing. And then I can identify with that. It speaks directly to the customer. Another way that you can use this cover image space, for example, if you were a local business like this one here, which is a steakhouse in Dublin, they have taken a picture of the outside of their building. And this is a great use of this space as well, because if I come to their Facebook page to find out if they're open, a little bit more about them, read the reviews, well, then I get a clear picture of what it looks like from the street. And that, when I walk past it, makes it very easy for me to identify, yes, that's the place. I saw it online and that's the exact picture of it. So I know I'm here, or that's where I saw that review about that place. That looks good. So that's another interesting way to use this cover image space. Now there's really unlimited possibilities for this, And so if you want, you can come in, use the Facebook search bar, search for a similar business to yourself, and check out how they are using them. Now I do want to show you how to design your own cover image for free, and to do that you can come into canva.com. It's essentially just like Photoshop, but a lot simpler and completely free. And the best thing about it is that they have templates for Facebook cover images. So you can just log in and then click on Facebook cover. You can see it has the exact dimensions that we need. So this really saves us a couple of steps in the process. So we can click into that. And right now you can see that we have our blank canvas in those correct pixel dimensions. And then over here on the left hand side, we have templates that we can actually use and drag and drop into this blank canvas. Now a lot of these are free, and you can use those and just manipulate the text and the colors and the images if you want. And some of them do have some paid images and or paid elements to them. And that's okay, because Canva are providing a great service. Obviously they need to make some money out of this. And the cool thing is that if you see a template like this that has some paid elements to it, it doesn't mean you can't use it at all. You can just go ahead and delete the paid elements. So I can see here, because it's got the X's at the back, that this is a paid element. So I can actually delete that. And what I'm going to do is actually put my background in this. I'm going to delete the background here, put my own background that I've uploaded into that. And actually I can see that this part of the image as well as a paid element. So I'm actually going to remove that, and I'm going to replace that. So I can come up into elements, shapes, and I'm going to pop this in here. I'm going to reposition this. And you can see it gives you a lot of help to make things centered. And I think that looks pretty good. So once you have created a cover image that you like, then you can just go ahead and click download and save it as a PNG. And it can take a couple of seconds like this for it to download. So I'm just going to move that to my desktop. What I might do before I leave this is just click save, so I have that for later. And then I'm going to come back to my Facebook page, click on add a cover from a photo, and actually I need to click upload a photo, and there's my design. I can just upload it there. And I think you'll agree that looks fantastic, and we're really taking advantage of this prime real estate on our Facebook page. Now, one final thing that you'll want to do in order to get more website traffic from your Facebook page is to add in your website here under the Learn More button. So I've just added in website.com. This is just a test account. You can add in your own URL there, and then click on Save Changes. And we've updated our Learn More button. So anybody who comes to our Facebook page and wants to learn more, they can click straight through to our website, and you can even test that to make sure that it does actually go through to the right URL that you've put in there. So now that you know how to create your own cover image for Facebook and upload it and add in that link back to your website, go ahead and take these important steps to set up your presence on Facebook. In this video, you're going to learn how to add an About section to your Facebook page. To give you an example of why this is important, let's have a look at an existing Facebook page. And you can see down here in the right hand side that there is an About section, which includes a map, an address, a phone number, and even the opening hours and the popular times. Now this is going to be especially important if you are a local business, so people can easily find your business. And if you want to add this, then come back to your Facebook page, click on the About section in the left hand sidebar, and you're going to see the option to add in this information here. You may also see some other options like this, a way to add in a story and tell more people about your business. Now, Facebook are always adding little features like this in, so if it appears slightly differently when you see it, don't worry. Now, you can see here that you can edit the phone number, email, website. You can even add some other information there as well if you want. And if you're not seeing that option to add a location, you can just click on the three dots here, and you can come down to edit page info, and then you will see the option to add the phone number, website, select or deselect if this place has an address, and if so, you can just add it in. And you can even add in any opening hours here, so that really appears like we saw in the example. So that's the same information there, but really just scrolls down. So for every business, it's going to be slightly different what you put in here. And once again, the best way to really know what to do if you're not so certain is to use that search bar to look at a top competitor and really have a look at what they are doing. But it is another piece of prime real estate on your Facebook page, and it can really help drive traffic or sales because it's telling your customers exactly where to go. So once again, to set this up, come down into the left sidebar, click in the About section, and if you need to, click at the three dots here and edit your page info. In this video, you're going to learn how to add your first 5 posts to your Facebook page. So to get started, what you want to do is make sure that if you have a brand new page, you might be having a couple of posts like this that show your cover image and profile that you've uploaded. So what we want to do is actually just go ahead and delete these or hide them from the timeline, because we really wanted the posts that we show to our audience to be highly valuable so that they understand why they should like this page and why they should really want to see updates from us in their newsfeed. So that's why it's very important before you even go ahead to invite people to like your pages to create a base of content, maybe 3 to 5 posts that really show why somebody should follow your page. So the first post that you could make is simply just a milestone post. And what we want to do is select that from the drop down. We can add a milestone to your page. And you could just say something like, we're open for business. Then today's date, location if that's relevant. To say we're open for business. Okay, so I've added in a little bit of text there. We're delighted to say that we are open for business. Always check the spelling. We look forward to engaging with you here on our brand new Facebook page. Like this page to stay updated. So you can say something simple like that with a call to action like this page. You could even include an option there to get people to go to your website. You can upload a photo as well. So just found this photo online. Come in, we're open. You can adjust that as you want. But the point is that you create a post that's a milestone post. We're open for business, or our Facebook page is live, whatever you want it to be. But that's a very simple first post that you can make on Facebook. Now, in terms of what else you should be adding in here, well, you can really add maybe a link to a blog article that you've written. And if you're struggling to get ideas for what you could put down, then a great thing to do is to look at some competitor pages. So I'm just having a look at some pages here. So let's just imagine that I was opening a restaurant in my city. What I could do is find a couple of Facebook pages of restaurants that are here locally that are doing well on Facebook. And you can determine that by the number of followers and engagements on their posts. And have a look at the type of posts that they're putting out. So here's a great example, and this could apply perfectly to a new business. Officially open in Belfast from 1 p.m. today. Find us at this address, and there's a picture of people queuing out the door. So as you can see, this type of post got a lot of engagements. Particularly for a local business, this is a great idea because Anybody in the city then would be likely to tag friends or share this because they know the address of where they're opening and even the city and what time it's opening. And that could just be a photo from almost anywhere. The location, that could have been from a pre-party that you set up and the official opening is today. So that's quite a clever use and actually a great example of maybe a first post that you could put up. Here's another one, like free burgers. Get free burgers in our new Belfast place at 3 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday, until we run out. Address is 5 Fifth Hill, etc. So especially for local businesses, your first posts are actually a brilliant opportunity to get the word out quickly. And even if you can include something like a free offering, could be a free consultation, might not work for your type of business, but try and be creative to get that buzz going so that a lot of people are going to want to share that message. You can see 770 people obviously want to share free burgers. Who doesn't like that? So anything you can do in those initial posts to create some excitement is a great idea. So looking at some competitors that are doing well on Facebook is a great place to find ideas. Obviously, it's going to be different for every type of business that you have, but for your first couple of posts, come in and look what's working for them. Where are they getting engagement? What is the type of content? Is it a GIF like this? Is it competitions? How are they really doing it? Now here's another example of a restaurant locally as well. If we come down to the posts section here, we can take another look. So I think I saw some good. You could theme it around the season. December is just around the corner. So get booking at this address or this email address. Hopefully we'll see you soon. You can see quite a lot of engagement. That's just a quick video uploaded, catches the attention. And again, they're just saying the last few days to catch this special. Moving up again, last few days to catch this special. So obviously, every business is going to be different, but really look at those successful pages in order to get ideas for your first posts. So it can be competitions, just say we're opening, could be links to your blog posts, but you need to put in about 3 to 5 posts here before you start to invite anybody to your Facebook page so that they have a reason to hit that like button in order to see future posts in their newsfeed. So you have to give them a reason in order to do that. And if you can give them a reason to engage with your content there, even better, because that will help get the word out and get them to use their social network to spread and market your business. In this video, you're going to learn 8 tactics to get the first likes on your Facebook page. All of them are completely free to do, and they'll only take you 1 or 2 minutes each. So this is very light work, but it can get a lot of results. So the first way to get likes on your Facebook page is to invite your Facebook friends to like your Facebook page. And Facebook have made this incredibly easy. In the sidebar here on the right hand side, you can see you have the option here to invite all your friends, and you can just go through that list and invite them one by one. And personally, I have 643 friends on Facebook, so that's a huge pool of people that I can really tap into to kickstart the launch of my page and get some initial engagement on those posts that I've put down there. Now, if you don't want to invite everybody, you can skip anybody that you want. And if you've got quite a big list and you don't want to work through them all, then you also have the option just to search for those friends to invite them in. So that's the first way you can get likes on your Facebook page, is just simply invite the group of friends that you already have on Facebook. Now, the second way that you can get Facebook likes is to, again, leverage your personal profile. This time, you can come down into your personal profile. You'll see you'll have the option to add pages you manage. You can just click that. I'm just going to make this one private. You can select the page that you manage and you can add it there. And now this is getting quite a lot of visibility at the top of your profile. So anytime you engage with people on Facebook and they come to your profile, they're going to see this page that you manage, and they're probably going to click through and be curious about what's going on here, and then they can go ahead and like it there. So that's the second way, simply adding your page as a page that you manage. Now, the third way that you can get likes for your new Facebook page is to ask employees to do the same thing. You can add them as an admin, and then they can also add it as a page that they manage. What they can also do as well, and you can do this as well, is come up to the About section. You can edit your work, and you can add a workplace. You can find your Facebook page here. So I'm just going to type this in. There we go. There's the page. You can say what your position is. What I'd recommend you do is also include a link to the Facebook page here and say something a little bit about what the page is about. And then for this example, I'm just going to switch this to only me, but you would want to keep that public so everybody can see it. And I'm just going to hit Save Changes. So now if I come back to my profile, you're going to see exactly what this looks like. And this can get quite a lot of visibility here, because not only is it just I've launched a page, but it's like I've started a new job, and even if you have employees that send that out, that's a lot of people are going to like that, because they've started a new job. People always congratulate people who start new jobs, and if you've got a link to the page, then they can automatically link through, check it out, and then like the page. So you can use other people's social network, your employees' social network, to help promote your page. And for every new employee that starts, that is a great opportunity to use their social network to promote your business. Now, the fourth way to get more likes to your Facebook page is also just to share the page out as a normal post. So you can say something, you can paste the link of the page in there, and you can say something a little bit about it, like, hey, I'm going to take a comment here that I've written before. You can actually just delete the link once you paste it in, because that'll click through. Hey friends, here's my new page. Explain a little bit about it. And for this example, I'll just say only me as well. And if you want to practice this, you can switch this to only me as well to see what it looks like. So I'm going to post this, and you can see they can directly like the page here as well in the post. And that's the advantage of doing it this way. This way here, they have to click through and like it there. But here, you can see here as well, this is another way to essentially do a similar thing. But the advantage of this is that they can like it straight from the post without needing to click through. So it's the fourth way to get likes on your Facebook page, is just to share it out as a post. Now, the fifth way that you can get likes on your Facebook page is to add the link to your Facebook page to your email signature. So I've just come into my Gmail here, come into settings, and then if I come down here, I'm going to see the option to add in a signature. I don't have a signature right now, but I could add in a link to my Facebook page here, which I'll do. Click through to the page first. So you take the link to your Facebook page, pop that in your email signature, and then you want to add a message like, join me on Facebook, or like our Facebook page to stay updated, or like our Facebook page for news stories and entertainment and freebies, something like that. You can put that in your own personal signature here, or you can put that in your company's email signature to really get everybody who sends an email to have a look at this. Now, on average, people send 4.6K, 4,600 emails per year. So that's prime real estate that you can use to really promote your Facebook page. So you can do it on your personal mail here. You can do it on your MailChimp account, your company email account, and all of your employees' accounts. And that is a fantastic way to get more likes to your Facebook page and promote it initially. And you can always change the signature later on if it doesn't really suit. Okay, so the sixth way to get likes for your Facebook page is to invite your Gmail contacts to like your page. So you could just send a normal mail out to everybody, but if you want to really filter that list down and target people to like your page, you can come in to your settings, or no, you can come into your Gmail up here, you can come into contacts, then you can come down here to more, export. You have to click through to go to old version. Once again, then we want to click down to more, export, and you can see that I've got 863 Gmail contacts, so I could export this list to a CSV. I'd obviously have to filter that down a bit and really invite those email contacts to like my Facebook page. Now, if I'm sending it from a private email like this, I might want to batch it up into emails of 50 people and just send them, and maybe BCC everybody so that people don't see each other's emails. But that's a great way that you can just quickly use your Gmail contacts to also get Facebook likes and promote your Facebook page. Similar message would be, hey, it's the new page, check it out for XYZ reasons. You get updates on X, and you might get freebies, or we've got a competition running, etc. So as well as leveraging your Facebook contacts, look for the other contacts that you have. And the Gmail contacts are a great one. And as you can see there, over 800, actually even bigger list than my Facebook contacts. The seventh way to get likes for your new Facebook page is to leverage your LinkedIn contacts and invite them to like your page. So I always forget how to do this. So personally, what I'd recommend is type in how to export LinkedIn contacts. It's kind of in a hidden place, so it's good just to get this instruction out. So we want to go to My Network. So we're in My Network. We want to click on Connections in the right hand column. Your connections, Manage Synced. Then we want to manage synced and imported contacts. Then we will, under Advanced Actions in the right rail, export contacts. Okay, so here we go. Advanced Options, export contacts. And then you can really pick the option here. So we're going to Connections, and then that'll be ready in a little bit, and we can really get that. Now again, what we're going to get is like a CSV file full of email contacts. I have another 800 contacts on LinkedIn, so that's another 800 people that I could invite. So between Facebook, Gmail, and LinkedIn, I've got about over 2,000 people that I can invite to like my Facebook page. You may not have as high numbers, but I can guarantee you have something there from your existing network that you can really use to like your page. Now, the eighth and final way to get likes for your brand new Facebook page is to leverage any email subscribers that you have and simply send them an email and explain that you set up a Facebook page. You'd love them to join you there, to like the page, and to stay updated for competitions, prizes, and posts about whatever it is that your business is about. So those are the 8 ways to get likes on your brand new Facebook page. Go through them all, and that is guaranteed to give you a boost and get you started with your Facebook likes and engagements on the posts that you've set up. So go ahead and do that for yourself, or keep these strategies in your back pocket for a client or the future page that you're going to set up. In this video, you are going to learn a secret way to increase your page likes. And not many people know about this, so it's pretty easy and it's very effective as well. Now, all you need to do is really invite people who have liked your post on Facebook to like your page. So if I click here underneath one of the posts, I can see that 34 people have liked it. But actually not everybody on this post has actually liked my page. So what I can do here is invite Gulam here to come and like my page. He's going to get a little notification at the top of his Facebook page in order to come and like my page. So that's 3 people from one post there. I do this quite regularly, so there's not as many people underneath these comments. Let's have a look at this one here. So again, just click in where people have liked or commented on your post, and you're going to find people that you can really invite to your page. They're going to get that notification, And all these notifications are going straight out now. There's a very high chance that these people will like your Facebook page because they've already interacted with content on your page. And the cool thing is that if you start to work for a company as a freelancer, or you move into a company where you're working, you can just go back through all of their posts and start inviting people, and you're going to get that massive boost for your page likes straight away. So it's a very easy strategy. Just come in and invite people who've liked your post to like your page. Now, if you really want to get the best out of this strategy, you need to be creating posts that get a lot of likes. So I'll open up my Facebook Insights here and show you the posts where I've got the most engagement. We'll look at the last 28 days. We'll come down to posts here. And really what we want to look at is the engagement here. So if we have a look at this, let's come down and open up some of these posts and I'll show you. So we can see here that over 200 people liked this post, and that obviously gave me a huge opportunity to then invite people, which I've already done. So the key thing is to really ask people to like your post. Now in this example, I've given them a resource, an FAQ for Facebook ads that I put together, the top 30 Facebook ad questions. And this was by popular demand. I asked my audience, do they want this? And I put it together for them. So the key thing here is I said thumbs up if you like. So that really encouraged them to like the post, and then I was able to invite them afterwards to like the page if they hadn't. Let's look at a couple of other ideas so you can get some ideas about how to use this for yourself. So we looked at this one where there was or almost 400. Let's have a look at this one. That's actually just again, all I said is digital marketing summed up in one slide. Thumbs up if you like. Feel free to tag friends. So again, just giving that little instruction for people to thumbs up if they like really increases the number of likes that you get, which then in turn increases the opportunity for you to go ahead and invite those people who liked your post to like your page. And let's come down a little bit further, because I think I have a good example of this again, where I've used a like on a post essentially as a vote. So in this example, do you want me to create a complete list of FAQs? And I said, like this post if so. So there's a clear benefit for them to like the post, because then I'll create this thing for them. And you can see as a result, 350 people liked the post to kind of give their vote that they wanted me to do this thing. And then as a result, you can see I was able to invite these people, and there's still even people liking this post that I haven't invited yet. So it's a secret strategy, a way to increase your page likes so you can really grow them very quickly. And just simply invite people who've liked your post to like your page, and then be strategic about some of the posts that you put out so you can encourage them to like the post and then in turn get them to like your page. So go ahead and try that out for yourself right away, or put it in your back pocket for later to use at work or for a client. In this video, you are going to learn how to use Facebook competitions to grow your Facebook page extremely fast. Now, Facebook competitions are such a great way to grow your page because they often get a huge amount of engagement. So you can see here is a competition that I actually did when I first published this page, and that's a great time to use competitions to really help get awareness about your page and brand very quickly. So you can see it's got a lot of engagement here, and it also got a good amount of shares and likes as well, and comments below. So the reason that competitions are such a great idea is because they give people an incentive to engage with your post. The more people that engage with your post, then the more of their friends that are going to see your posts. So you can really create that viral effect and create a huge amount of awareness for your post through the social network of other people. So let me show you just how to set this up just with a free competition like this. So this competition is closed, So I added this comment in afterwards. So what you'll want to do is really create the competition and then afterwards update it once it's over. So here's what I said, and this is just to give you a couple of ideas. It's obviously going to change for your business, and I'm even going to show you how to find some ideas for competitions as well. So I said win 2 free passes. To enter, simply like and comment, tag a friend or colleague you can take the course with. And the winner will be announced Friday, 29th of July, just before the course launches. Good luck to everyone. And I included a quick video here as well, just to make sure that it caught some attention in people's news feeds as well. I recommend you do that. You could even just create a simple post and competition time or have a quick video there. So win 2 free passes. To enter, simply like and comment. And at the time, I had a very small amount of Facebook likes, and this got 11 shares and 69 likes and comments, etc. So the key thing is you have to make part of the entry has to be for them to take an action on the post. That's the key thing. That's how you create that viral effect. Now, I do want to point out that for competitions on Facebook, you do have to be quite careful about what you say in terms of entering. So to highlight this, I want to show you the Facebook guidelines. These actually mention some things about competitions. So if we go to promotions, it says some guidelines about the promotions. But the important part is that personal timelines and friend connections must not be used to administer promotions, e.g. share on your timeline to enter, or share on your friend's timeline to get additional entries, or tag your friends in this post to enter. So that's the key thing that you can't say. You actually can't technically say like and share to enter. That's why I said here like and comment. Now I said tag a friend or colleague as an option. So that wasn't actually a term of entry, but I just suggested that as well. So that's a kind of a way to get around those guidelines, to simply say like and comment. Now the reality is that most people don't strictly abide to these Facebook guidelines. If you come into Facebook and you type in competition, you're going to see a lot of people say like this post, tag a friend and enter. You're going to see people say simply share and like this post. And you can see that this was yesterday at 7:40. It's still published. It's got 50,000 shares and 4,000 comments. So even though Facebook's guidelines say you shouldn't say share, the reality is that in practice, a lot of pages are doing it without any repercussions. So my point is, if you want to be safe, don't make sharing a term of entry. But if you want to try it out and do what most people are doing and get that much more viral effect, you can actually include that if you want. So I'm just pointing out what people are doing. The option is really up to you, and you can make the best choice for your page. The key point to get across is no matter which way you do it, that competitions are an incredibly good way to promote your page, because you're creating that viral effect and using other people's friends to help spread your message. When they share, that message is going to go out to all of their friends. So I could have one person, they have 200 friends. Most of their friends are going to see that, or at least the ones that are engaged with. So competitions are extremely powerful, and this is a simple type competition you can set up to really kick off your Facebook page, or to do at any stage. They just work so well that you should really be doing these regularly enough if you have something good to give away. So go ahead and use Facebook competitions to grow your own page, or consider using them for clients or for a company's page. In this video, you're going to learn how to find groups on Facebook that contain your target audience and how you can promote your business to them in those groups. So to find the groups, what you want to do is come up to the search bar in Facebook and type in a keyword for your business. So imagine that I was a financial planning consultant. I could type in something like personal finance, could be financial freedom, could be something like that in order to find the groups. Now across the top here I can see pages, posts, photos, etc. But we really want to focus on the groups. And really the groups, then you can see them all listed out here. You can see the option for public groups or closed groups. So closed groups, you'll have to request to join. Usually they'll just automatically approve that in 24 hours. And really what you want to be looking for are the groups that really match up with your target audience. So you can have a look at those, read what it's about. And also you want to look for the groups with a decent amount of members and also active groups. So you can see 10 posts a day. That's a pretty active group. If we even open this up, we can get a sense of what it's about, the description. And new posts today, you can see it's very active in here. And really the best way though is to go ahead and join the group. And then once you get inside, you can really see if it matches up with your target audience. So maybe pick 5 groups and just join them and get access to them to see really what's going on in there and the types of conversations that they're having. Now, how do you promote your business in these groups? Well, the key thing is not to promote directly. I want to show you an example of this, what you should be doing. So I'm just going to come in to a group that I am a member of. I'm going to find a post that I think does this well. So this is a closed group. I had to join this to be in it. And this is a great example of it. Now this guy is a moderator of this group, but he wasn't at the time that he posted this. And really what he said here is, if you don't know me, I'm X. So tell people kind of who you are and ask people to ask you anything. You know, how can you help essentially? So if you want to go and promote your business or your product or your service in these groups, don't just post a link to your product page. You have to come in as part of the group. And the purpose of these groups is to share ideas, to help each other out, to be helpful, to engage with other people. So similarly, imagine you were walking into a meetup offline where you're trying to meet similar-minded people. You're not just going to go in and hand out a business card. You're going to try and be helpful, get to know people. And so this is a good example of what you could do. You know, ask me anything, comment below. What's your biggest problem with X topic? And really come in and you'll start to see something like this where you're getting either a lot of people just liking it or a lot of people asking you a question about Ask You Anything. So this is a great example. Give a little bit of social proof. Why are you an authority and why should they be asking you anything first? And then you can just say, ask me anything below. And that is a great way to get in front of your target audience, to make you aware of them. And in your responses to those comments, you can give them a little bit of help, respond to them, and then you could even link off to your website and say, you know, what I'd recommend is you do X, Y, Z. And if you want a little bit more help with that, well then check out my website and you can link back. So here's an example. That's a different one. So 40 comments, that's potentially 40 people that you could get as clients out of those groups. If you help respond to their whatever they're asking you, and then you can link back to your product page or service and say, look, hey, if you want more help, you know, connect with me here and we can, whatever. You can sign up for my product or I can help you out and consult, etc. So the groups are extremely powerful, but the key thing that I want to get across is you can't just go in and paste a link to your site. You'll probably be banned out of the group straight away. So you need to come in with this kind of helpful attitude, and maybe a great idea is give some authority about who you are and ask people to ask you anything. And that can give you that opportunity to connect with a lot of people, get those comments, respond to those comments, and link back to your site for the upsell, whatever it is going to be. So that is how you use Facebook groups to promote your product or service. Go ahead and do that for yourself right now, or put this strategy in your back pocket for later. In this video, you're going to learn how to use live video on Facebook to grow your business. So I'll firstly walk you through the practical steps to go live on Facebook, and then I'll give you a couple of ideas about how you can use it to grow your business. So the practical steps to going live is very simple. At the top of your newsfeed here, you're going to see the option to create a live video. You might just have to approve access to your camera. Now right now I've just covered my camera with a sheet of paper, but you can really in here select the page that you want to share it on. So I could change that here if I wanted to. And then you just want to say something about the video that you're putting in. Then you can select your camera and the microphone that you're using, so you can change those around if you want. You can plug in another camera, so you can do that, and you can even share your screen as well. I'm using the Chrome browser, and you can just add in this Chrome extension to enable screen share, which you can use for presentations, or you could use even for gameplay as well. So I can just put in test title, and then you can add in tags if you want. If you're doing gameplay, you can see that you can tag a video game, so that'll show up. So in terms of the setup, it's very quick. And then to go live itself, you just click go live. You can see you get a countdown like this, and you can see that my comment came up the top, and then you're going to see you're able to you can write comments in here, and also if anybody is commenting on your video, you're going to see this pop up in the sidebar here on the right as you're talking and as you're appearing on camera, so you can read the comments as you're going live. Now once you've finished out your live video, then you can just click finish. And then what is going to happen after that is that a replay of your video will be available on your timeline. So you can just click done. Now if I refresh the page, this should come up almost immediately. And you can see there it is there. Now if anybody commented on this while I was doing it, that would have been shown up here. And you know, people could read back and watch this later as well. So how do you actually use this? Well, what are some use cases of it? Well, on your own page, you can just use this for something like an Ask Me Anything. This is an example that I did. Just ask me anything about Facebook Live or Facebook ads. Now you can promote that in advance. You can send out an email notification saying I'll be doing a live Ask Me Anything on Facebook at this time. Join in. And then they can just click through at the appropriate time and log in. Or you can do it as I've done it here, just a short 1 minute, 2 minute video. And then I've said, you know, ask me anything, I'll answer questions even afterwards. And I got quite a lot of views for this one video, quite a lot of comments. And then I ultimately went ahead and just answered those comments, and then promoted that course that I was kind of about Facebook ads that I created at a later stage. So I put an update in afterwards. How else can you use this? Well, you can use this not only on your own Facebook page, but you can do this in Facebook groups. So here's an example of this. It was another Udemy instructor. If we click into this, you can see that he said I'm live in the instructor club for the next hour. I'll be answering many of the questions. So he had a little bit of a build up before this. He was commenting in this group saying I'll be live on X date. If you have any questions, just let me know below. And then he just went live under his personal profile and started to answer some questions. And you can see got quite a lot of comments in here, which he went ahead and answered. So you could do this under your own name in a Facebook group, and then start to talk a little bit about your business and how people can learn more. Or you can also go live directly on your own Facebook page. So there's a couple of use cases for them. I particularly like that example of someone leveraging this to get in front of a Facebook group and to really help that group, but also talk more about his own business as well. So now that you know how to go live on Facebook, create a live video for yourself or put this strategy in your back pocket for later. In this video, you're going to learn how to add an admin to a Facebook page that you have created. So to do that, you want to come up to settings in the top right hand corner, and then you want to come down into page roles in the left hand sidebar, and it's in here that you can really assign a new page role. Now this is very simple to do. You just pop in their email and then you select the different type of page role, and you can do this to add colleagues to your Facebook page to share the workload with them of managing the page. You can add in the business owner. If you have created a page for them and you want to hand it back, then you can assign them as an admin, and then they can later remove you as an admin if they wanted to as well. And you can also add in freelancers if they're going to help you run ads or respond to your comments, or even just straight up to advertise on your Facebook page. So there are 6 different options, and you can select them here, and you can even get a short description once you select an option underneath about what it does. So it's quite clear on what the different options are. But if you do want to see them side by side, you'll see there's a little learn more section here at the top, which will bring you to the Facebook Help Center. And then you can see a side-by-side comparison here of the 6 options and exactly what they allow you to do. Now, for the most part, an admin, if you were handing a page back to a business owner, you just make them an admin, then they could remove you as an admin. And if you're working with someone as a freelancer to kind of help manage your page, you could select them as an editor, and then they can even begin to edit the page itself, delete posts, go live, or you can start to restrict those options. So as you can see, admin has the most amount of rights, and then as you move down, the rights become less and less. So for example, analyst, they can just view your insights for your Facebook page and see you published as the page. So they can give you, that's really an analyst role, and maybe this is only something that's going to exist in a much bigger company where they're actually just analyzing your page and maybe many other pages as well. So it's incredibly simple to add these page roles in, but it is important to know how to do it, because you can really share that workload as soon as possible and get a number of different people working on your Facebook page, so you can really grow it much faster. 2 heads are always much better than 1. So come into your settings section under page roles and add in any colleagues or freelancers that you may need to add in order to help you out. In this video, you're going to learn how to moderate comments and reviews on your Facebook page. So to get started, let us look at how to moderate comments. So anytime that you make a Facebook post, underneath you're going to see comments from other people here. Now, a lot of the time these comments are helpful, they're real comments, but in some cases you actually see these kind of spammy comments, and usually what they are bots or paid services that people use just to comment on a load of different Facebook pages in order to give some visibility to their business or Facebook page. So to avoid this and to really keep your comment section as something useful and not just a load of spam comments, what you can do is actually start to moderate comments. So every time you make a post, maybe come back the day after and you can look at the comments, and you could have the option to hide a comment. So let me have a look here. So I'm just going to hide a comment, and then you're going to see that you have the option to unhide the comment, delete it, report it, or ban that person from commenting on your Facebook page. Now I'm just going to unhide this for the moment because I think that is a genuine comment. But you can ban people from your Facebook page. And this is the best way to get rid of those obviously spam comments from the current post and from all future posts. If they've commented one spam comment, my policy is just, look, you're just banned. And then if they reach out to me, I can unblock them, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So you can ban people. When you ban people, they're no longer able to comment on any of your posts. They won't see your posts in their newsfeed, but they can still come to your Facebook page. So I'm just going to unhide that because I think it was just a normal comment. Now, if you want to moderate your comments even further or unblock those people, you want to come into the settings section at the top right hand corner of your page, and you can see that you have a number of options here. Now, I'll firstly show you how to unblock people. So you come to people and other pages in the right hand side. You select from the drop down menu here, ban people and pages, and then you can see a list of banned people and pages here, and you can select that, and then you can have the option to unban them if you want. So if you made a mistake and they message you and say, hey, why did you ban me? Then you can unban them if it was a genuine comment. But as you can see, I've banned quite a few people, so the spam comments are a real thing on Facebook, and if you have a Facebook page, it's something that you'll just want to moderate to really keep your Facebook page looking good and helpful for your target audience. Now, as well as being able to unban people, what you can do in your settings section under the general section is add in a couple of more settings just to keep your comment section helpful and family friendly. So if we move down, you can see that there is a profanity filter. Now right now I've just got it turned off because no one seems to be abusing that. But if you were getting some kind of hate comments or just not good comments that reflect on your business, you can increase the profanity filter to medium. That's going to filter out a lot of typical hate words. Or you can even then put it up to strong. Maybe start at medium, then move up to strong if you need to. Personally, I haven't had a problem with that, but it's something that is built into Facebook to help you with that if you need it. Now, moving on down, we can see there was another option here. You can restrict countries or different ages if you want as well. And there was one other option I wanted to show you here, which was, yes, the page moderation. So you can actually block certain words from your page if you see them coming up quite a lot. They could even be competitors' names potentially. But if there are certain words like F, C, CK, things like that, you can fill in the blanks. You could easily just block that out if they aren't caught by the profanity filter. So that's another setting within Facebook page that can just really help you keep it clean, keep it family friendly. So that is really a couple of additional settings that you can turn on if you want to really moderate those comments. Now, in terms of reviews, we'll come back out to our Facebook page. You can see in the sidebar here, you can click reviews. And in here, you can respond to reviews on your Facebook page if you want. Now, they can be filtered by most helpful, most recent, and you can even filter them down with a star rating. And you can have a look at the lowest ones, potentially, and respond to those people. Now, on this page, I personally don't respond to the reviews because a lot of them are coming in. But particularly, I think for a local business, a hotel, a restaurant, I think it is important to show that you are listening and that potentially you're taking action to resolve that problem. So you could respond back, say if this was a 2-star review and it was for a hotel and they said breakfast was cold, then you could say something like, thanks very much for your feedback, Mar. Sorry to hear that your breakfast wasn't up to what you expected and it was a bit cold. We are implementing steps to make sure that doesn't happen again for future guests. So it's a way to turn a negative review into a positive because you are really showing the reviewer that you've listened to their feedback and you've taken action and you're trying to correct it from other people. And instantly, their perception of your business will improve dramatically because they'll say, okay, hey, they made a mistake, but at least they're trying to make it better. And when they talk to friends, they might say, actually, that place wasn't too bad. And they might even upgrade their rating based on your proactivity to help solve those problems. So once again, to respond to those reviews, you can just come in here and respond to those if you want, and pay particular attention to those negative reviews if you do have a low score and you want to get a lot higher. Now, on average, as I said, anything above 4.6 is probably very positive, but here it's 4.8, and if your rating's so high, well, maybe there isn't a need to spend time in this, but if it's dropping a bit low, well then take that action and actually implement those things in your business as well. So that is really how you moderate comments and reviews on your Facebook page. Now that you know how to do it, go ahead and do that for yourself. Adjust those settings if you need, or implement these steps for any clients that you have or for your company's page. In this video, you're going to learn how to grow your Facebook page with Facebook Insights. So to access Facebook Insights, you want to click on the Insights tab at the top of your Facebook page once you're logged in. And the first report that you're going to see here is the overview report, and this will give you an overview of some of the key metrics from your Facebook page over the last 7 days by default. Now, if you do want to change the time frame, you can select today, yesterday, the last 7 days, or the last 28 days. And you can see then all of those metrics really on the last 28-day basis. If you want to go beyond 28 days, you also have the option there to export the data. And you can export up to 180 days at a time. So you can select maybe this quarter or this month, set the dates, and then export the data if you do want to get that longer term view. Now, while this overview report is great to get a snapshot of your performance of your Facebook page, to get the insights for how to grow, we really want to come into the individual reports in the sidebar here. So let's come into some of these individual reports to see how we can grow our Facebook page. Well, first thing we want to know is, okay, how is our growth rate and how are we doing? Here we can see a graph up at the top in terms of our page followers up and down over the last, we can change this to month or quarter or week. And one thing to note here is, or one thing you might be wondering is, what's the difference between followers and likes, and why is there two different charts for this? Well, this is a little bit confusing when you see it for the first time, but if I come to a Facebook page here, I can show you this example. If I like a Facebook page, you can see that I automatically follow the Facebook page as well, which means that I will see their content in my news feed, and I get notifications of events and suggested live videos, etc. However, I can unfollow a page and still like a page, which means I won't be seeing their content in my news feed. So why would Facebook even set this up? It seems a bit confusing. I think the key idea is that you could follow a page, but not necessarily like the page. So it kind of gives that allows you to have that privacy if you want, so people don't know what pages that you like. It's a little bit confusing, but I think it's for privacy reasons, etc. I think in terms of a business, you shouldn't really be too worried about this. The number you should want to be focusing on is actually the followers, because the followers have opted in to see your content in their news feed. And if we look at the numbers here, I actually have more followers, 23,000, than page likes. So more people have opted to see my content in their news feed than actually wanting to publicly share that they've liked the page. So it's only about a 3% difference for me here, so it's not huge and nothing to worry about, but it is a little bit confusing when you see it for the first time, and that's why I just wanted to explain it to you. Bottom line, focus on the followers and really just worry about that. Now, in the followers report here, you can see net followers, because you probably will have some unfollows, and they are shown these red graphs here. So I can see sometimes about 3-5 unfollows per day. And if we actually look at this benchmarking tool here, I can see that on average per day, getting about 3 unfollows, and that's the same as the last period. If we look at organic followers, this period I'm getting about 51 a day, last period about 79, so a little bit down. Paid followers, none, because I haven't done promotions in the last couple of periods. And then net followers in general, we can see 47 per day, and then 75 per day in the last period. So last period was definitely a bigger one for me. I was putting out more content, and that's why I was getting better results there. So that's a handy little tool just to check how you're doing compared to the last period. Now down here we have where your page follows happened, and you can see really on the page it's going to be the vast majority of them here, or you may be seeing the option of it hasn't been categorized, they're not sure where that's coming from. So this report can sometimes be helpful, but not always so helpful. Okay, now moving on down to the reach report. This is really where it starts to get interesting, and we can see how many people are actually seeing our posts on a daily basis. So this will depend when you post. You can see it really spikes when I've posted out here. And then the days I don't post, obviously there's not a lot of people going to see my content. So that's why it's important to regularly put out content if you want to get people to see your posts. Now coming down, we can see reactions, comments, shares, and once again we can see those average on a daily basis, and they'll probably pretty closely coincide with the posts up there. Now reactions, okay, we've got some unlikes, but really the key thing to note is your traffic is going to spike once you put out posts. Now let's come down to the actual actions on page. Now this is pretty interesting because actions on page are going to be when people click on this button here, or say if you've got a phone number as a local business that they click through there, or even click through to your website link. So you can see website clicks, phone number clicks, action button clicks, get directions clicks. These are the total actions on page, and it'll depend on your type of business what you really want. So I can see who clicked the action button, which is the key thing that I want them to do on my page. And obviously there's no directions because it's an online business, no phone numbers. So it is good to come in here and see how effective that button underneath your cover image is and how many people are actually clicking on it. And you'll see that in the actions on page report. Coming down to the posts report, this is probably one of the most interesting places to spend a bit of time. And a key thing to look at is when are your fans online? And you can see here that in this graph, there's definitely a peak on Friday. Thursday, Friday, biggest days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, less so. And although it is pretty consistent, at about 4 o'clock on Thursdays and Fridays would be a very good time for me to maybe start a competition or something like that when the maximum amount of people is. And then for the other days of the week, really around 4 o'clock is when most of my audience are online. So that's really a good indicator of when I should be setting my posting schedule. Now coming down in terms of the post types, we can have a look at them here. This really shows us all the reach for each post, the engagement on each post, and a quick summary of what the posts look like. So even scanning down here, I can see that if I click into this, that could I create more posts like this that got a larger reach and engagement. And so what you should really be doing is having a look at these posts that had a much bigger than normal reach and engagement. So I can see the reach, the bigger the graph is, the bar here is, and bigger here. You really want to be making more posts like this. So here I actually shared a resource, a list of FAQs that was helpful to people. And I just said, thumbs up if you like, and even feel free to tag friends, which I think some people did, they shared. So this was a good post because it was a helpful resource and people wanted to share it with their friends then. So it's always good to remind people to actually like a post or tag their friends, and that'll help you get increased engagement. So looking down a little bit more, again, just have a look at those top posts that you've made. Again, I said feel free to tag friends and thumbs up if you like. You can see there's been 6 shares. And so that's how you get more people to really see your posts, by giving little instructions like that and sharing helpful things with them. So the key thing to do on this posts page here is to come in, have a look at the time that you should really be posting and the days, and then have a look at those posts that have been most successful for you, and even copy that format for future posts in the future. Now coming down, let us have a look at, there are some other reports here like events. Now I haven't set any up, but if you're a local business, that's something and a report you want to be looking at closely. Also, if you're putting a lot of videos on your Facebook page, there's a separate report really showing the number of minutes watched. I don't have a lot on this page, but you can see that they showed the minute views over the last time frame, the 28 days, whatever it is, the time frame that you set, last 7 days. And down here is where it gets really interesting as well, the people's report. So this will show you really the demographics of your audience, and this is the interesting thing. You can see it, the demographics by your fans and your followers, and we explain the difference between that. But you can see that's almost identical, that really there's a strong skew towards males of 25 to 34 in both the fans and followers, about 25%. If we come to people reached, again, 25% men in that age bracket. And even the people who engaged are actually even more so, 26% males of that age range. So this is an interesting distinction between not only who your fans or followers are, but really who are the people who engage with your post. So what you want to be doing is really keeping this demographic in mind. What are going to be the pain points, the problems that a person, a man of 25 to 34 for say digital marketing, what are going to be the type of problems that they have? And then to create more content around that, speak to them directly in your examples that you're using. Try and create an example for a guy of that age and really tailor your content towards them so they can see themselves in your example and the problems that you're pointing out, and that's just going to make them even more engaged. Now down here as well, you can even see the country and the city and the language. So again, you want to be serving your content and creating content that really relates to your most engaged people. So the US, or maybe even in a city in India, in English, of that age range. And it's just very helpful to come in here and use this information to build out an avatar or a buyer persona for your fans and for your ideal customers. So the People's Report, extremely helpful. Definitely come in here and check that out. Now below that we have messages. If you've enabled messages on your Facebook page, you're going to see the total conversations here. I've disabled them. And again, if you set up like a Facebook store, you're going to see the number of orders here as well. But the key reports that I think everybody's going to want to look at is especially the people report, so you can understand the demographics of your most engaged people, your post types, so you can really understand when your fans are online, the days of the week to post, and the type of content to post. And also then just keep in mind, how you're doing in terms of your followers, because the more followers you have, the more people are going to see your content, which means you're going to be increasing and reaching more people on Facebook and making them aware of your business and getting them to come back to your website. So come into your Facebook insights now that you know how to analyze these reports and get some insights out of them, and check out these reports for yourself.